the argument, the block, okay? The argument, the block, historical reference. So this is a much bigger conversation. Your nervous system, your comfort zone, your lizard brain that every human being has, your monkey mind. It is familiar with your current world and other worlds you have experienced. Let me repeat. Your nervous system, your monkey mind, your animal mind is familiar with the life you currently live and other experiences that you've had up till now. Where you are going, when I say you, I mean, first of all, anybody who's serious about their true ascent. I don't mean just gaining material things. If that's what you want, go watch videos on how to manifest a house and some money and all of that. Really, right now, this is to talk to those of you who are meant to command the world stage. That this, I am mom. I am the original. I am dark Black mother. Okay. Manifest here today in these times. So my whole heart is for the collective. It's for the all. Like my being really is, it seeks and desires to speak to the all. And then there are instances when I am speaking to those of you who are born today, now, alive now, to do very distinct work in the world that is going to absolutely require you to be able to deal with higher amounts of energy, higher amounts of responsibility, higher ways of being, and your thinking and your breathing and your emoting and the way you walk through the world, the amount of energy that you're dealing with in money, right? More money, more assets, more people, more responsibility, more space, more. Okay, not everybody is called to that. So for those of you who say yes to the responsibility and the call on your head, okay, so this is for those of you who have run from your power for a long time, okay? Those of you who you are aware that when the intensity of your energy and you get a call to do some project that requires you to be bigger, speak bigger, hold bigger responsibility, be a bigger being, historically you've gone to eat to push the power down. You've gone to drink to push the power down. You got married to a man to push the power down. You put yourself inside of different environments to push the power down, to help you hide, help you play small. That is a very distinct experience for those of you who are called, because not everybody is called. This is for those of you who are called to be vast beings in the world. You are called to be a vast being. You are called to be a front-facing, or maybe not so much front-facing. Maybe you have a team that'll be more of the front-facing. But you're called to do work that has you being a kind of authority on the world stage. It's going to require for you to be speaking, writing as a leader, as a visionary, as a pioneer, so you need to respect that, honor that, and say yes to that. You know this, right? And here's what's going to be required of you. Here is, please, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful, because the recurring theme, you probably see it online too, between the men and the women, spiritual, melanin dominant, other, teachers and leaders and speakers, etc. There's all of this talk often about psychic warfare, spiritual warfare, evil forces, dark entities, powers that be, all the things, right? And so basically, when you have your own experience that feels like psychic attack, psychic warfare, dark entities, demon, all the things, when you have these experiences, for many of you, it takes you out. Okay. You let it take you out. What I'm telling you in simple terms, and I'll elaborate to a degree here, in simple terms, your animal mind, your survival mind, which every human being has, and it's ancient, it's old. Your animal mind does not want to thrive. It does not want to, it's not even built for that. Okay. It's not built to take this whole ascendance and thriving and leveling up and playing a big game and taking up more space and commanding millions and serving collective and writing and selling millions of books and, speaking on stages and helping people and writing and selling millions of books. Your monkey mind, your animal mind is not able, it's not skilled in that. It's not meant for that. So when you come out here onto the world stage and you call yourself going on a book tour. How about before you even get to writing the damn book, getting yourself to sit down to write the book, and how for years you somehow ain't been able to do it. And your spiritual teachers is telling you, see, psychic attack, see, that's the enemy. See, because demons, girl, that's Satan at work. No, your animal mind. You understand the you that needs food and water, it's a very animal, monkey, lizard brain aspect of yourself. Y'all know this, right? For those of you who know. So, well, but what has happened is, because we're spiritual beings, especially melanin dominant folk, and this is two pronged. So first, let me park right here the melanin part, and that it's a conductor, and that whatever you put in it is just going to speed it up and be masterful at it. Meaning, if the teaching is that this is demon at work, Satan at work, animal, or the enemy, and you're a melanin being, and you stick that inside of your system, then you're going to make that the strength of the thing. That's the reason why you're not doing it. And alternatively, if the strength, what you put in there, instead of the whole, this is the enemy, this is because you are the enemy. Just know that you are your own op. Okay. So if you replace that with what's actually true, that your survival mind, the mind in you that worries about paying rent and having food and worried about ending up broke under a bridge alone, that's what's going on here. Okay. And you put that in there, and you recognize that that's what's happening. So when you go to write the book, you can be in communication and awareness of what's happening with you versus, oh, see, this is the enemy. This is the enemy after my mind trying to stop me from writing my book. Okay, so let's go before I even, because I was going to bring up another piece here. Let's go with that line that this is a psychic attack, spiritual warfare, the demon, the enemy. Okay, so what you going to do about it? What's your strategy for dealing with that? Are we just meant to be here living regular lives? We got to get present with this because, okay, what's your strategy? And this is why I'm speaking. This is not for everyday people. This is not, it can be if they choose it, but this is specifically for those of you who are, as I described here earlier. When you have a call on your head, you have a very different experience than everybody else. You have a very different responsibility than everybody else. When you are here to usher shifts for the collective, you have a very different responsibility, very different call. And until you accept that and own that, you're going to constantly be comparing your experience to the masses. Okay? Okay. Dark forces. And let me say a bit about that. Do you know you're a dark force? Do you know that as a primal being, you are naturally a dark force? And that all of this triggering of fear around dark forces is part of what grabs your energy. And this is you thinking this whole time. You are a dark force. You were like in a womb once upon a time, right? Every human's existence is a dark force. Why is it that, do you question where this shit comes from? That there's some external dark force that's working against you? Like, I need us, and beyond me just needing it, you need it. Because if you have been starting and stopping a book for 7 years, if you have been eating yourself into fatness and numbing and starchy, sugary foods, because that has enough gravity to pull you down, if you have been running in circles, distracting yourself, you get, those moments, maybe it happened once a month, maybe it happened once a quarter, once a year, where you finally get a little bit of courage to take action on that thing that you've been starting and stopping. And when you get closer to it, you start drowning in the vastness of it and you go find something else to do. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Who here knows exactly what I'm talking about? That has been your exact experience. Who here? Who? Let me know in the comments. When that's your experience, don't you want, is that it? That's just what's going to be your life until you die? Or is there something else for you to do? These are the times, what I'm telling you, this has always been the case. Either you didn't know it or you didn't want to know because the goddamn, okay? Like searching for a relationship, all the things. I came here to say that you are the op, you are the enemy, you are the dark force, it's you. And to elaborate, so here we go. We're leaving this point, we're moving on to the next point. Your body, your nervous system, your familiarity and the muscle in this domain is weak. That's part of the problem. What do I mean? If you eat poorly, high fat, low quality fat, drinking, not taking care of your body, not physically doing things to strengthen your body. So that's one. Two, if you live and you always are looking for a comfort zone, creating a comfort zone, if you constantly, okay, and when I say constantly, think neural pathway, think, what's that other word? Ritual. Anything you do constantly, one is a ritual, and two, strengthens the neural pathway that helps you do it. So if you drive a certain way home, there's a neural pathway in you for that. If you brush your teeth with a certain hand a certain way every morning, there's a neural pathway for that. Another way of calling it is a comfort zone. Okay. If you eat your foods a certain way, if you go to a certain shop every morning, if you make your bed up a certain way, if you get dressed a certain way, all of that is a comfort inside of you and a neural pathway that you have built over time. The problem is that it's your comfort zone. It's not a problem. I'm just saying for context. It's your comfort zone. The bright side to it is just like you created that neural pathway for how you brush your teeth, for where you go eat, for how you live, you can create new neural pathways. So this is what happens when you go to create a new neural pathway. And hold on, park this. New neural pathway. So I said weak, right? You're weak. You're weak in your body. You don't strengthen. Like there's no dedication around strengthening your body. Your core, your arms, your legs, your breathing. That's another one. If you have weak breath, meaning you live in a relatively common state of shallow breathing, which is an anxious state. Okay. Not sleeping well, meaning like you go to sleep, but your mind is not at rest. Like if these are your normal ways, your whole being is in a weakened state. Whatever else you're doing that you watch low quality content, divisive, suffering for just your whole way. So much of the way you live and what you inhale is of low quality. So that's your way of being. And then you got all of this powerful things you want to do, your energy, your book, all the taking up space on the world stage, commanding millions, all this over, and also let's set this up. Over here is all animal monkey behavior, weak. All you think about is food and housing and bills, animal, survival, ancestral, okay? Nothing about thriving over here. Then your thriving self wants to write and sell millions of books. Your thriving self wants to command millions and take up more space on the world stage. Your thriving self wants to heal the masses, wants to level up, wants to glow up. You want to do these things that's going to require energy, all of this. But your neural pathways, your rituals have been around inhaling divisive content, shallow breathing. You go to sleep, but you're not really resting. You're not sleeping well. You don't engage in practices that strengthen the body, that, add energy to you. You do so much that depletes energy out of you. So you got these two, this is war right here. Okay. So you got all this going on, right? So then when you come, and what was the thing I parked right here? How did I say it? I want to pick it back up how I said it. Do you ever recall when I parked right here, what words I used to describe that parking? Who? Do anybody here recall? Let's put this up here. So this is me talking right here. Let's put this up here. Somebody used the word creative. When you say creative, just think sex automatically. Sex. This is the missing. Okay, here's the thing. Your animal self, your lizard brain, it only knows sex for creating other humans. It only knows sex for creating other humans. And because men are much more attached, this is a big conversation. There's multiple pieces here, and I'm just speaking little pieces quickly. Men are much more alive in their primal state than women, because women get shamed for being primal beings. You get shamed, other women are policing you, men are policing you. And this has to do with so much of the suppression of the feminine. We're not going to get into that now. But men don't get shamed for being sexual, for being their actual animal primal selves, okay? They don't get shamed for being survivalists. They don't get shamed for being hunters, for being hungry, for wanting, for command. They don't get shamed for that. Women do. So what that means is men walk around being much more authentic than women do. So the desire and the pull and call to be sexual beings is very alive in men and repressed in women, okay? But it's in women, it's just repressed. So again, when we talk about creative, right? When we think sex, and sex is what's running all this. When I say all of us are dark beings, you come out of a womb. Grow up. It's time. Grow up. You come out of a womb. You were gestated in a dark place. Before you came out, you lived in darkness for 9-10 months. Like, you need to remember this. You lived in darkness. Every other human being walking around lived in darkness for 9-10 months. You are a dark being. This idea that them dark entities, you're talking about yourself. Okay? So each and every human being lived in a dark place. Everything, your organs grew with you in a dark place. Your brain formed with you in a dark place. You grew an esophagus. You went from this into a whole fully formed being in a dark place. So when you want to talk about dark forces, you are the dark force. Don't let TikTok fool you. Okay, so let's start there. So you're a dark force, and you've been in a female body where, if you just saw the video that was uploaded on my TikTok about 10 minutes ago, I said, if you are looking at the world today without awareness of how the feminine was killed millennia ago, you can't even make pure, full assessments, okay? So because the feminine has been killed, we don't even know what a woman looks like. We think a woman is just a person who creates children, born with a vagina, creates children, does these things that look around. Because this is what a woman is. But what about what a woman was before the nuclear family even existed? What about what a woman was before the birth of Christianity? You see what I mean by, if you're not aware of how we got here, you can't have a fully formed idea to talk about today when you don't know about what a woman was 5,000 years ago. Okay, so this is what I mean by, this is a bigger, not only informed, educated decision, but an experiential conversation. I meant to say conversation. Okay, so here we go back. Men are much more activated in their primal dark state because they don't get shamed for being alive, activated, on, expressive authentically. Women do. So when you come over here wanting to be creative, and remember, creativity is sex. When I say sex, I mean your life force. I mean the aroused on you, which most of us are not in touch with. It's very, for those of us who are kind of in touch with it, it's very unrefined. It's very like little girl, rebellious. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do because bitch, I'm grown. And it's because so much of you has been on the receiving end of being policed and judged and shamed as a feminine being alive today. Okay? So when you got all your monkey behavior going on, your old archaic animal, I need food and housing and survival, and I'm scared to die and being killed, and not being associated with a village, a family, a tribe, somebody. And then here, the high you, I reiterate, since we have quite a few new people who have come in, those of you who were born to do collective shifting work, you're meant to be front facing on the world stage as a global authority. This is not for most of you. This is another thing that your whole nervous system needs to get familiar with. Okay, now back to the nervous system. Your nervous system is not yet familiar with taking up a lot of space energetically on the world stage. It's not used to walking around commanding. You see how people left? This is what I mean. So you need to let yourself be amongst the few. You are amongst the few. You see how when I just said that, command, authority, take up space, global authority on the world stage, the numbers went down by like 15? At least that's what it shows me over here. You need to be willing to be with that reality, that you are not a part of the all. Okay, let me correct this. You are of all. You are not like all. Okay? Now, you can have experiences that others have, but the call on your head requires that you say yes to it and engage in the work that has you start to learn your nervous system, okay? Your nervous system, where millions of people are looking at you, where you are responsible for managing millions, perhaps billions of dollars. It's really about what the call is on your head, okay? Your animal mind is not familiar with yet, because remember I said all your neural pathways are familiar with what your comfort zone is as of now, how you live, where you live, how much money you're used to having in your possession, even your relationship with love, how much love up till now that you can even let in. What looks like love to you? What is your nervous system familiar with what love looks like? With what help looks like, with what a woman is, with the city you live in, how humanity works. Your whole nervous system, it has a comfort zone. That's your neural pathway, okay? Neural pathway, nervous system, comfort zone, all of that is the same. Your comfort zone is what your nervous system currently allows, okay? That's your neural pathway, that's your familiarity. And what's going to be required of you is to engage and work inside of communities with people who are doing this. Very few communities are actually doing this for women who I'm talking about. Now, a big part of what's going to be required of you, a couple things. To expand your capacity to take up space, you have to start taking up space. And you start with your life now. What your life looks like right now. What does that look like? Look at your life right now. Don't go all out there. What are you currently avoiding? What decisions are you avoiding? What conversations are you avoiding? Right here, right now. What have you been looking at and avoiding? What conversation have you been wanting to have but you've been avoiding? What action have you known you meant to take but you're avoiding? What kind of sex are you avoiding? Is there a conversation you need to have with your child's father, your husband, your boyfriend, your father, your brother, whoever's in your life right now, because of a decision you make with yourself about now it's time for me to become the woman who is on the world stage the same way I'm on TikTok right now, or wherever is your place, Instagram, wherever, YouTube, talking about these very collective paradigm shifting topics around violence, abuse, race, wealth, sex, power, leadership, womanhood, motherhood. And you know you need to have very unorthodox conversations in your private life and on the world stage. That it's time for you to be calling in clients and you're charging good money, working with them intimately with their darkness, their shame, their fear. Like it's time for you to show up in this way. And a big part of why you haven't been able or been willing is because you haven't yet said yes to the of you. Like you're used to this you, the lizard animal you, and it's time for you to and your nervous system freaks out. And so many of you are still somehow thinking that that's a demonic spirit. It's you. It's your nervous system, your lizard brain, your comfort zone, your neural pathways unfamiliar with the speed of expansion. Let me tell you what it looks like. Let me tell you what it looks like, what it feels like to move like from where you are to start taking up more space in the world, more money than you've ever been in possession of, managing more, responsible for more. You know what happens? Shit starts to speed up. This is why you talking about, Erykah Badu said, back like a lady. She say, you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. You can't hurry up. You can't move fast because you so way down slow over here in your lizard brain, talking about the enemy, all that. The enemy is your comfort zone, your neural pathways, your nervous system, the cloudiness of the mind. That's your own mind of comfort. Because as soon as you put some that's like you come to somebody, a handicapped person or a disabled person, and you say, hurry up. You say, hurry up. You come to somebody who's like high, been smoking weed, and they over here high like that, and you come over in their face and you say, girl, come on. They're like, wait a minute, girl, baby, I'm overwhelmed. Wait, girl, you doing too much, girl. That's where the cloudy, because there's the high you, because you cannot run from this forever. It's just going, and they didn't tell you how much the sex of you is required, especially the men. The men, most of the men do not want women in power. Even your spiritual, black spiritual leader men that's on the internet right now who position themselves and speak as gods, even them, okay, do not want women in full power. Because I'm going to tell you, when mama come in mass, okay, true divine mother, not this cartoon shit that they talk about, true divine mother in mass comes over here and really starts having widespread influence on the globe, half the men going off themselves. Okay, because so much of the world is locked into place because women lie and play small. So much of what we live under right now that we look at as problems, poverty, homelessness, the economy, the medical industry, basic everything, the legal industry, all of it is because mama ain't been here. Divine mama, divine papa ain't been here. And let divine mama come, okay? Let true divine mother, not this cartoon TikTok shit motherfuckers are talking about. I'm talking about real divine mama come. Half these niggas going off themselves, okay? Because a great number of males and females, frankly, are alive today because women been out of their power, procreating with other men out of their power. That's a whole other conversation, okay? So what is not being told, what I said is at the top of this conversation is your primal sex essence, the life force of you, the womb that you came from and that you are. Okay, and let me interject this right here. If you are this woman who I'm talking about, you need to bring your ass, whether you black or not, into my messaging, marketing, and magnetism. Watching me on here, getting all high. Yes, you know, all that excited because I'm right here. You need to start actually engaging in active erotic work. What's erotic? Having conversations you ain't supposed to have, saying yes to wealth, saying yes to taking up space, saying yes to actual sex, saying yes to being public on the world stage like today, and then committing to doing it, how about maybe every day for the next 30 days? Talking about the taboo things, overcoming abuse, sex power, leadership, motherhood, wealth, shame, body. What are you called to do now? So to wrap this up, and I'm happy to take questions here in a little while, there's the animal you that loves comfort. Your monkey mind that only knows survival. Please know every human being has a monkey mind, and the monkey mind only wants to survive. It wants to eat, it wants to have somewhere to live, and it wants to feel safe. Anything outside of that is going to trigger all kind of you want to buy and you want to write and sell thousands and millions of books. All of a sudden you're going to be cloudy mind and overwhelmed, and now you want to go drink a gallon of ice cream. Why? Because your monkey mind knows nothing about selling millions of books. It feels like a threat. It feels like that's how it feels to the monkey mind when you talk about you want to go take up space and command millions of dollars. Why you think that when you're ready to go, you got all excited about your content plan? You've been wanting to, get out here and sell your books. And I keep saying books because a lot of women come to me who either want to write a book, been starting and stopping on a book for the last 12 years, Maybe they wrote it, but they ain't really sold nothing. Right. But plenty of women want to speak. Plenty of women want to get on TED Talks. Plenty of women, okay, who are really called, and they are the mothers, they are the gods of today, here to usher forward humanity in a way that requires that they be willing to take up space at a primal level. My company, what we do over here helps you. Go to the link in my bio and see what's up. But above all, for now, and because of our deadline, we start January 26th for 5 hours. Come into messaging, marketing, and magnetism. Messaging, marketing, and magnetism. Okay, but let me back up here. The monkey mind knows nothing about selling books. What? That feels like a threat. That's why you get all excited. You ready to write your book, your table of contents, finish the book, send the manuscript, assuming, right, you're going to have another publishing company. You ready to put together your content. You're so excited. You got all these drafts in Google. You got all this. You know exactly what you're going to talk about. You got your plan. You prayed about it. You went to the ancestors about it. You drank your green juice. You did all the things. You ready to rock. And then the day comes for you to do it, and suddenly you just feel overwhelmed. Oh God, I can't believe this is happening again. And then you start beating yourself up, mad. Why? Yeah, because your animal mind only wants comfort. It wants comfort. It wants to be under the blankets watching Netflix because that's what it's familiar with. It wants to go eat some comfort food, your favorite carby, starchy dessert, cookie, cake, the thing. When your high self wants to do something else. But the issue is all of your strength, all of your neural pathways, all of your habits, all of your comfort zone is in weakness. Eating how you want to eat, not working on your body, not doing the work for real. You just watch videos and think somehow that's going to do it. You go read some books and you think that's going to do it because you went and got still and laid and put your coochie up to the sun and talked to your ancestors. You thought that was going to do it because you went and prayed and now you thought that was going to do it but you've been doing it. You went and did all your green juices and you thought that was going to do it. You went and took your gold and your platinum iridium and got all these little boosts, but somehow it ain't translating to you being a primal, sustainable being, taking up space on the world stage. You went and did all the things. What's going on over here? What the fuck is going on? If I got this thing in me that won't quit because the thing been having me starting and stopping going in circles for the last 12 years, what the fuck is going on? The work is primal, dear. It's sex. It's life force. You got to do shit that make your pussy moist, that activate your nervous system, but you do it on purpose inside of environments that are controlled. You do it inside of environments that are controlled. That's part of what my woman community is. That's part of what messaging, marketing, and magnetism is. That's part of what we do. This is what I'm seeing all of these folks on the internet talking about all this spiritual stuff. It sounds good. It's inspiring for the moment. Drink this, do this. Y'all been drinking it. Y'all drinking all of it. Y'all drinking the best green juice. All the shit, your herbs. Y'all folks got a whole cabinet full of herbs. How many herbs y'all got? Y'all got the best herbs, the rare herbs. Y'all done went and danced over in Ghana and Nigeria. Y'all done went and put on your white head wraps and put the oils all down. And then you done went and took your baths, your purifying baths. Yes or the fuck no? What? See? What is it? It's a prison planet. See? No, baby, it's primal. It's primal. It's primal. Your pussy requires expansion. Everything in you that you repress, that you think somehow is going to make you safe and more like, because women, you worried about women attacking you, men attacking you, all. Nope. And you need to strengthen your body. Your body, if you're the woman who I'm talking to, your body wants you to build it for this. It wants you to engage in regular breathing exercises so that as you step into more energy, imagine going to climb a mountain and you ain't worked out in a year. Imagine going to climb a mountain. Because you ain't worked your breathing. Because you on TikTok breathing shallow all day. How often you catch yourself breathing shallow? How often? You can barely get through a Pilates class, but you want to go engage in the energetics that will require you to take up more space in the world. Listen to me. Listen to me. You need to be engaging in regular breathing practices. I'm starting a whole new program that's going to be much bigger. It's going to be multiple 5 figures though, but I want to lay it down and start to talk about it right here, right now. You need to be literally, Kelly Roach talks about training like an athlete, training like an athlete, training like an athlete. Your lungs need to be strengthened. Your limbs and ligaments need to be strengthened. Your core needs to be strengthened. Your mind needs to be strengthened. Neville Goddard, for those of you who love Neville Goddard, y'all stay quoting Neville Goddard. Ooh, the manifestation, because that's what we here to do. We here to manifest, because I'm a god, because I'm a queen. Meanwhile, you motherfuckers can't sustain nothing that would be world changing. Oh, but you a god. You come from royalty. What? Blasphemy. Bitch. Weak. Weak. I'm seeing black men on the internet talking about, it's a prison planet. We're just here to... You talking to your people. You talking to them people over there. You ain't talking to me and my people. We're meant to have rich spines. Did you hear what I said? Rich spines, bitch. We are meant to breathe deep. We are meant to have expanded. You hear me? Speaking. But you got to work it. See, because your mama and all of them, half of y'all mamas gave up on themselves a long time ago, okay? Then you got another half that had their reasons, right? Everybody got their reasons. Baby, you need strengthening of your limbs and ligaments, your core, your lungs need to be expanded, your brain and these weak-ass neural pathways y'all done worked needs to be strengthened. You need to be doing things that make you put yourself on the line. In small ways that you can say yes to right now. That, okay, boom, that alone starts to create a new ritual, a new neural pathway, a new habit. And guess what? Your soul loves this. Your soul, your body loves it. And then the monkey mind is going to do what it do. And you are constantly saying yes to your high mind. Yes to your high mind. Yes to your God mind. Having the conversation that you've avoided, taking the action that you've avoided, making the investment you've avoided, saying yes where you've avoided. And your monkey mind is going to do all of this shit that it normally does. Suddenly you cloudy. Suddenly you just want to go eat. That's just your monkey, animal, unrefined self. Please know. Unfortunately, too many of our spiritual teachers failed us. They were not willing to do the hard things here in the 3D. We so busy floating off, want to go up to the Akashic records, want to jump. I want to go off out into the somehow you think going off to some cosmic other planet that's it. I'm ready to leave Earth. Now, baby, what happened to heaven on earth? What happened? What happened? What happened? We missed that part. We didn't. No. Sweetheart, heaven on earth. You hear me? There's hard things to do here on the 3D. And those hard things are these refinement things of deepening your breath where your lungs take in more. So as you ascend up the mountaintop, you can handle being at the mountain. You can't even breathe because you're so busy shallow breathed here on TikTok. We in a prison planet. You're so busy wanting to be comfortable. You can't even breathe the depth of breath required to be at the mountaintop of a global authority. Your body is too weak to even get up off the bed after you've had a busy week working. How about this? Here's an example for you. Since Black folks love to talk about how spiritual they are, I don't understand. How do you be so spiritual and so afraid at the same time? You see how your people lied to you? How do you be so spiritual and so afraid at the same time? How do you be, because I'm coming from royalty, but so fucking afraid? How you got so much knowledge? How you got so much power? You see, baby, alive at a time such as now. So I have a proven process. It's called Own All Energies. Own all energies. It works. And it's just like it sounds. Own all energies. I want to reiterate, this is for those of you who are very much called to take up space on the world stage and be a global authority. You're meant to command millions, command millions, have help, really be out here shifting the collective and have the power and the strength to do it. Wisdom, knowledge, power, strength. Wisdom, knowledge, power, strength. Wisdom, knowledge, power, strength to do it. That's who this is for. You're built for this, what I'm talking. You are built for it. The women who are doing Own All Energies now in my woman community, a common thing that's happening for them. Now, this is an exercise that you can do by yourself at home, in your bed, sitting in a chair. Okay. So it's not like they're physically active out doing anything. You know, the common experience that they have after they do Own All Energies, which I'm having them do a minimum of 15 times, and that's just a minimum. You know, the common experience that they have. So what was that like for you? Oh, I was sore. You're sitting down, engaging in a practice, and they're sore. Why are you sore? You're not even moving. You're not even physically going anywhere. You know why? Because your monkey mind, shallow-breathed, weak-bodied self lives like that, inside your comfort zone, your familiarity. As soon as you start taking up more energy, more space in the world, more money, commanding more attention, more responsibility, you're starting to ascend and taking in more energy. Own all energy. And it's all your energy that most of us keep locked down. Playing small. Okay. Your breathing is small. Your thinking is small. Something happens outside of your comfort zone and you freaking out. See, that's the enemy. It's your monkey animal ass mind is what it is. It's the you that doesn't really want to grow up because you're still in flesh. You're in human form. You were born with the monkey mind. Okay? So you need to be in acknowledgement and respect. And here's y'all don't understand the alchemical power of decisions. When you don't make a decision, alchemically, energetically, it keeps you locked in a certain state. No matter how much you try to make it so. I see people on the internet trying to force, listen, baby, leave them there, leave them there, leave them there, leave them there. The alchemical power of a decision, active, deliberate decision, that is like this. And this is not announced to the world. It has nothing to do with anybody even seeing it. You hear, I am a giant. I know. I've been running for 7 years, 10 years, stopping and starting and stopping. I know this is for me to do. And even in my fear, even in my not sure what this is going to look like, I make the decision to go. I make the decision to take up space, command the world stage, command millions. I make the choice to do so. When you do that, energetically, no one sees it. This is all you. When you truly make that decision, automatically you put yourself on another plane. Automatically you put yourself on another plane. Automatically you put yourself at the vibrational level to start connecting with people who are also deciding at that level. And then you start opening yourself up to the energy that's already in you and refining it so you can move up the mountaintop. And again, the mountaintop is more space in the world, taking up more space. So what that looks like is seeing by more people who are buying your books, watching your content, listening to your videos, spreading your videos, DMing you because they love you or hate you, want to invite you somewhere. More space, more. Y'all need to be doing primal work. If you are ready for this kind of work, you must, and let me remove the word must for people's animal minds start tripping. I invite you to come work with me for 5 hot hours inside of messaging, marketing, and magnetism. 5 hot alchemical hours, January 26th. January 26th. I'm working with those of you who are what I have described in this video, and you are ready to refine your messaging, your marketing, and your magnetism at a primal level. The power that is missing. God bless the spiritual teachers who mean well, who meant well, the ones who are deceased, the ones who are older in age, younger. Primal erotic energy, which is what you are. Sex was used to create you. A penis went inside of a vagina. The penis ejaculated into the vagina. And of all the billions of sperms that came out, you made it. You made it beyond the crib, beyond your teens, and now you're here. You are a primal being, okay? You are an erotic being who gestated in darkness. Your ligaments formed in darkness. Your brain formed in darkness. Your body grew from an embryo into a baby in darkness. You are a dark, primal being. No matter your race, ethnicity, religion, sex, you are a dark, primal being. So any work that you do needs to be inclusive, or here's a nicer word, holistic. Go to the link in my bio, read details, and tell me if you're coming. I want to know today. I want to know right now. Go to the link in my bio, click it, click messaging, marketing, magnetism, read the details, and come back and tell me if you're signing up today. Who's joining me inside of messaging, marketing, and magnetism? Whew, felt good to get that out. I'm telling you, it'd be... At first, I was going to create a series of videos. I was like, this just wants to stream. Remember, because bag lady, she said, you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. The too much stuff is these thoughts. That's the too much stuff you got going on. That's why you can't hurry up. You got to, Lord, Lord, Lord. I see you in the red top. That's a familiar face. I'm real. You know, I can fly to you and we can have dinner, right? Like, don't be here and then don't talk. You in the red top. I've seen you before, all of y'all. We are real. The times are now. We need to be, all of this, like showing up and not talking, coming around all the time and not talking. You know what I mean? Even if you just send a DM, now's the time to be in communication, talking. All of this separate, scared shit, go somewhere else with that. Go refine yourself. Even, here's the thing, like people who be like, don't say nothing. You could even say, I don't want to talk. You know what I mean? Just be clean about it. Unless you plan on dying, you're going to be here. And you're going to want to be in conversation, even if it's a year from now. So think of that. You're a year now from you want to talk. A year from now, you want to be in connection. I'm going to remember you a year from now. So it's in your interest, because I do the same thing. Even if it's somebody they offer me something or invite me something, I'll say thank you, but not now, or no, you know, whatever, just to be in communication. It's the woman thing to do. And even beyond the woman thing, you're a leader. You plan to be doing things that require you being in relationship with people who make shit shake. I'm somebody who makes shit shake, aren't you? It's a mature thing to just communicate. I tell my people all the time, thank you for communicating. Even women who email me and like, I can't make it to this, thank you for communicating. But it's just a mature, and I know a lot of women don't get held to a standard for maturity. Over here, you do. You know what I mean? All right, y'all take good care of yourselves.